The Jesuits were known for their intellectual rigor, their penetration of the highest levels of secular society, their work as confessors and advisors to kings and emperors, and their absolute military-style obedience to the Pope. They were, in effect, the Church's special forces, deployed wherever the institution needed minds sharp enough and loyalties deep enough to carry out operations that other orders could not. And they were feared for it. Over the course of their history, the Jesuits were expelled from Portugal, France, Spain, and numerous other European states, not once but repeatedly, by governments that found their influence too dangerous and their loyalties too opaque to tolerate. They were suppressed entirely by Pope Clement XIV in 1773, dissolved as an order, their houses seized and their members dispersed, only to be reinstated 41 years later by Pope Pius VII in 1814, readmitted to the fold as though the suppression had never happened. The pattern of being expelled, distrusted, feared, and yet always readmitted, always returned to the center, tells us something important about what the Jesuits represented to the institution that could neither fully trust them nor afford to do without them. There was also one rule that held, unbroken, across nearly 5 centuries of Jesuit history. No Jesuit would ever become Pope. It was not written into canon law. It was simply understood by everyone inside the institution that the order whose chief or leader Napoleon had compared to a general of an army would never be allowed to place one of its own in the chair of Peter. The reasons for that prohibition were never stated openly, but these reasons were understood until on March 13, 2013, when Jorge Mario Bergoglio walked out onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica and became Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope in history. And the morning after that election, I received an email that changed the way I understood everything I had been researching.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre, venga tu